It was a night that no one expected to turn into a viral storm. Under the bright studio lights and before millions of viewers, a simple conversation between U.S. Senator John Kennedy and comedian Trevor Noah transformed into one of the most talked-about moments of the year, a clash of wit, conviction, and humanity that would ignite social media and stir hearts across the country. The tension began subtly. Trevor Noah, known for his sharp humor and fearless interviews, invited Senator Kennedy to discuss the state of political discourse in America. What started as a polite exchange soon became a battlefield of ideals. Trevor leaned forward, his trademark grin never fading, and asked, "Senator, do you ever worry that humor has become the last refuge for truth?" The audience chuckled, sensing the bait. But Kennedy's response silenced the room. "Trevor," he said calmly, his southern drawl steady but piercing, "truth doesn't need a refuge. It needs courage. And sometimes, it needs someone willing to stand alone while the world laughs." The words hit like a thunderclap. For a moment, even Trevor Noah seemed caught off guard. The crowd fell into an uneasy hush, as Kennedy continued, not with anger, but with a raw, disarming honesty that felt rare in an age of polished sound bites. He spoke about growing up in small-town Louisiana, about watching neighbors lose their farms, about how laughter was once a comfort, not a weapon. "We've forgotten how to listen," he said. "We talk to win, not to understand. And when that happens, nobody's laughing anymore." Trevor tried to counter, turning the conversation toward privilege, politics, and power. But Kennedy didn't flinch. He smiled softly and said, "I'm not here to win, Trevor. I'm here to remind folks that decency isn't outdated, it's just underused." The audience erupted not in laughter this time, but in applause. It wasn't the kind of moment you see often on late-night TV. It wasn't scripted or convenient. It was raw truth meeting bold humor, and for once, truth didn't back down. As the interview went on, the energy shifted. Trevor's tone softened, curiosity replacing confrontation. He asked Kennedy about what keeps him hopeful in a divided nation. The senator leaned back, eyes distant but kind. "Hope," he said, "isn't something we wait for. It's something we choose every morning when we decide to see the best in someone else, even when they don't see it in us." When the cameras stopped rolling, something remarkable happened. Trevor stood and shook Kennedy's hand, smiling genuinely. "You got me there, Senator," he said quietly, almost with respect. Kennedy laughed. "It's not about getting you," he replied. "It's about getting USA, all of USA, to think again." The next morning, clips from the show exploded online. Hashtags like #Kennedy vs. Noah and #TruthWins trended worldwide. Comment sections flooded with emotion, some praising Kennedy's courage, others admiring Trevor's openness to be challenged. But beyond the arguments and reactions, one sentiment rose above the noise: people missed hearing something real. By the end of the week, the interview had amassed millions of views. News anchors, pundits, and everyday Americans replayed that powerful exchange, Kennedy's voice echoing, "Truth doesn't need a refuge. It needs courage." For some, it became a wake-up call. For others, a moment of unity in a time of division. And maybe, just maybe, that's what made it unforgettable. To me, one a comedian, the other a politician, a meeting not as rivals, but as human beings searching for understanding in a noisy world. As the lights dimmed that night, and the crowd's applause faded, one truth remained: words still have the power to heal, challenge, and inspire. Kennedy may have destroyed Trevor Noah in the heat of the debate, but what he really did was remind a nation that the strongest voices are those that speak from the heart. Because in a world full of noise, courage still sounds like truth.